Hi and welcome to Cheekyricho Cooking's Christmas Stollen. The ingredients are in the recipe box below. This is only the first portion of it because we have to prepare it and leave it overnight. We have got our rum, to which we are going to add some pure vanilla extract, about a teaspoon there. We've got a conglomeration of mixed fruits here. We've just got actual mixed fruit with peel, raisins, currants, sultanas and chopped up apple. Here we have some cherries, some figs, some cranberries and some dried blueberries. We're going to pop those into a little silicone bag that you can just pop into the fridge and it'll marinate it and stop it absorbing any fridge smells. And we just sort of pop them all in. That way you can just go, every time you walk past the fridge, just go in there and give it a bit of shake around and make sure all of the liquid is macerated into all these beautiful dried fruits. This recipe will actually make 2 loaves. So one for you and one for giving if you like, or if you've got a big family. Okay, now just shake it all around and then we're going to pour in our vanilla and our rum. Alrighty, just squeeze that air out a little bit and then this seals it all up so it doesn't leak. So just push as much air out of it as you can. Fridge space is a bit of a premium this time of year. Just slide that on. That'll be an airtight seal and you can just shake it all around and make sure everything is mixed up. Lay it on the side. You can cook in this, by the way. Once you slide it on, you can. Okay, it's a bit of a battle to get it on. It's quite clammy, so I just wet the sealer and just slide it on and see the moisture will aid it in slipping on. That was a bit of a wrestle getting that on there. It's really quite clammy. Okay, just give it a good shake around. Every time you go past it, just pop it in the fridge. Every time you go past it, give it another shake around. We need all of those fruits to absorb that liquid. See you in a day. Okay, welcome back. It's time to assemble the rest of our ingredients. We're just going to tip our sugar in, our yeast, just mix that around. This butter is for later on. We're going to be brushing that, so you need 2 batches of melted butter for this recipe. And our almonds are going to go in with our fruit. Just mix this all around, make a well in the center, pour in our warm milk, our warm butter and our eggs and mix this into a soft dough and knead it for about 10 minutes. The milk can go in now. Nice and warm will activate the yeast. The sugar will also activate the yeast. It's in with our melted butter, which is only just melted. It's not too hot because that will kill the yeast. And we've got our couple of eggs. I'm just going to roughly break those up. Well, the time this is needed, it'll all be where it's got to be. Alright, just mix this all around and we're just going to put this onto a lightly floured surface and knead it for 10 or so minutes until it's nice and smooth and elastic. Okay, once it's started to come together a little bit, we just pull it all together with our hands. It's really quite a buttery rich mix. Very well combined at this stage, but we are going to have to knead it. So you could do this in a stand mixer if you like, if you've got a dough hook. But at this stage, I'm just going to pop it out onto our silicone mat and get busy with it. Just keep it going all together until it comes into a nice smooth elastic sort of ball. Okay, this is a heck of a workout. It's quite a heavy dough and what we want to do is have it all amalgamated together. Really work the dough because with so much butter and eggs in it, we need to have the gluten working quite well. So that's what you should have. Just to see if it's strong enough, you can see it's just bounced back. You can barely see that fingerprint now. And we're just going to pop that into a mixing bowl. Grease it if you like, but it doesn't really matter. Cover it with a cloth and then pop it in a warm place for half an hour. Just to double in size. Okay, after up to an hour it's doubled in size, you just punch it down, take it out, and we've got to spread it out into a flat layer. Just use this pan, it's okay, and we're going to get our fruit and nuts go in there now. We're just doing slivered almonds here. Okay, now we're just going to shake a little bit of flour into our nuts, up in our fruit in there, and give it a good swish around, absorbing all that flour. And now we're going to roll this out and knead this into it. Just spread this all out now. Pour this into it and we're going to knead it all into our dough until it's well combined. Okay, this is miles too sticky. I'm having trouble managing it, so I'm just going to put some more flour on it and then knead it until it's all combined. Okay, I had to use up to half a cup of flour to get this all kneaded back in there again. So it's all going good now. It's not sticky at all. And some of the little things are popping out. Now we're going to put it back into the bowl, cover it again, leave it in a warm place for another half an hour to rise again. Oh, it smells pretty good. Just pop it back in there, cover it up and put it in a warm place. Okay, after a little rest, about half an hour, this is what you should have. We're going to tip it out of the bowl and assemble it. So we're going to just cut this in half, roughly, half. Roll this out into an oblong or a rectangle. Okay, that's about 1 centimetre thick. We're going to brush it with some melted butter. Fold that to like that. Okay, and then fold this one over the top. Alrighty, now just mount it like so. And this is a classic shape of a stollen. You press it down with a rolling pin now, and then just mount it back up like so. Press it down a bit further actually. And you can see that's sort of like a torpedo shape. And we just pop that onto a baking tray and allow it to rise. And do the same with the next one. Okay, just roll him out into an oblong. Doesn't have to be too precise. Brush again with our melted butter. Fold it over in threes like so. Now we want to squeeze the ends together like a torpedo to encase that butter. Press our rolling pin right down to the middle and then push it up like so. Put that on the baking tray as well. Keep them apart so they have an opportunity to rise. And we're just going to brush that with melted butter now, the whole thing. Once it's baked, we do the same thing with the remainder melted butter. And just leave that in a warm place to rise for up to an hour. Looks pretty special, doesn't it? Stollen. I'm off for a swim. I'll be back to you later. Okay, after half an hour, we've risen about, spread a little bit, and we're going to bake for 45 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius and brush with butter as soon as we come out of the oven. Okay, after 45 minutes, our stollen is hot from the oven. Smells amazing. Just turn it over and listen. Sounds hollow. It's cooked. Okay, now what we have to do is take it off our tray and brush it well with our reserved butter. Oh, that's hot. And smother it in sugar. I know, crazy hot. Okay, nice and hot from the oven. We have let it cooled a little bit. We've just got our butter here. We're just going to slather it all over with our butter and sprinkle it with caster sugar. Now you can use vanilla sugar if you like, but I actually store used vanilla beans that I've taken the seeds out of in my caster sugar. So it's actually got quite a lovely vanilla flavour. So butter both of these quite liberally. We're going to turn them over and do the same thing on the other side after we've spread it with our caster sugar. So give it a good shake all over while the butter is still hot and wet. Turn it over and do the same thing on the other side. Oh, I love my oven. Look how nice and golden and even that is. This is going to be so delicious. Thank you, Germany. You've given us beautiful Stollen and gorgeous beer. Good coating of that. Turn it over again. Let that soak in, and then we're going to brush it again with some more butter and then slather it with icing sugar. And already that is looking pretty special. Okay, another brush with our butter now, and we're going to smother it, and I mean smother it with icing sugar so it looks like snow. A Christian folklore has it this is supposed to look like the little baby Jesus in swaddling. Turn it over and do the other side. And now you know why we needed all this extra butter. Now once this is completely cool, you can wrap it in foil and keep it up to 2 weeks for the flavours to really develop and amalgamate with all those gorgeous fruits and alcohol. Righty-o-ty. I can't really give you a measurement for this icing sugar because I don't know how much it's going to take, but sort of work on about 1/2 to 3/4 of a cup. You might notice that there's not a lot of sugar in this except for the fruit itself. If you live in a cool climate, just keep this in a cool, dark place. Failing that, wrap it and put it in your fridge. And another bit of icing sugar just to soak up that extra butter. Just run around the sides. Pretty special, huh? Thanks for watching.